Haji, Namaskar. My name is Ankur, and as I have discussed in a few of my previous video, I am going to share my experiences with all of you, and I'm going to talk about what I have gained in the last 15 years, which is specifically about retail industry. I call it all about retail, and I name this course Retail Industry Specialist Training. This is a series of different modules, series of video logs, which I'm going to share with you all, which starts from fundamentals of retailing, which is my first module, and that also is going to be in different parts. But in the fundamentals, we will see the horizontal view of the retail from the 30-40,000 feet level, and then slowly we'll deep dive into the other modules, which would be uh, around how store operations happens in the retail, what is marketing and loyalty programs, how the merchandising, which is heart of the whole retail landscape, when it is a big retailers or even the small retailers, the supply chain parts, which is my expertise, pricing, which is crucial for retail again. So we'll deep dive into the pricing session. So all this is actually the series of trainings. And if I talk about, because I call it retail bites, there would be small training for 5 to 10 minutes which you can grasp while traveling, so not very exhaustive. You need to spend a lot of time continuously over the next few weeks in order to get the full view. And finally, I am hoping that once you do this training, you would be able to say yourself a master, because we are going to touch everything practically for all this. And not only to the traditional way of retailing, we are also going to touch base the AI and the blockchain technologies, which is driving retail now and supporting business KPIs to make sure that the business is doing good. So that is how it is. If we want to move this in this particular training about the fundamentals, then we are going to talk about what is retailing is all about. And in the whole session, I want you to visualize one of the small mom and pop store nearby you, and also organized retail. So if you are in anywhere, you might be seeing 911 or more convenience store, or let's say small Carrefour or any of the store like that. So think about it, visualize it in the whole training, and from there it would be much easier for you to grasp out of it. So we are going to talk about what is retailing, what are the different types of retailers in the world, the worldwide landscape, what are the different trends coming in, what is the retail business model and the job hierarchy if you are looking to build your career into it. So the very first part is what retailing, right? So as I said, think about a shop from where you buy your grocery store, or you buy your clothing, or you buy maybe the part of automotive or things like that. Visualize that as a retailer. So if I simplify this, right, retailing is actually all the activities which involved in selling goods or services to the final customer, right, for personal and the non-business use. So this is where it is making the difference. Personal and non-business use. If I buy something from someone and then I resell it, then that is not called retailing. It's a different business altogether. But if you're selling someone who is going to consume it, then it becomes a part of retailing. How they do that? They buy in big bulks. They pay to the supplier in a big amount, and then they start adding some services to this or some experience to this, and then sell it to the customer. So the whole process calls retailing, and the person or the entity who performs it is called the retailer, right? So I'm sure this is nothing new. And coming down to, we always talk about the retail management. So the retail management is one of the most complex tasks in the world, right? And I am telling you this based on my experiences. There is what I have fielded, and there is a reason to this. So it's not about only running one store, two store, five store. Think about a retailer who is having a series, or he is into running the business into the multiple formats. What are those formats? When I talk about and selling hundreds of SKUs there, right? So this starts from there. How would you maintain that? How would you make sure that all the goods, all the services are there right on time, making sure that there is no stock out situation? So Right. So all these activities which I talked about makes life difficult for a retailer comes under the retail management, and I'm confident that when we are done with it, you'll have a very good overview for this. The next question comes about what is retailer? What how actually is aiding the value? What are the different things that it does to make sure that you as a customer goes to that shop? So, few examples. The list is not exhaustive, but to give it a brief idea, is that what they do on day-to-day basis. The most important part, you might be buying only one, two, three, four, five product, but their job is to maintain that assortment based on the geography, based on the catchment area that they are serving. So catchment area is the I would say in few kilometers, few meters, the area based on the size of the retail store that they are serving. So they need to make sure that they are serving the right customer, they are serving the right amount of quantity in their store. So if you're going to the small convenience store, you cannot buy hundreds of quantity. They expect you to buy a small amount, and they want you to buy the basic day-to-day needs. So they make sure that the assortment is there. Where if you go to the big store, that you can buy in the quantity which is actually maybe made for hundreds of pieces, 50s of pieces, right? And the most important part is the area that they are serving. Like right now I'm connecting from Dubai. If I stay in Marina, then the people who are actually staying there are from different geographies. It could be European, it could be Asian, it could be let's say African. So you need to cater to those uh, I would say the people in your assortment. But if you go to the other side, which is more, let's say, the Jabal area, Discovery Garden, then the community is more Indian. So you need to have the right assortment which is only catering to the Indian customers. There are the way to deal with this, and you need to make sure you have the right assortment, right products, and the right quantity at the right time in your store. They break the bulk, right? So that is where I gave in the definition as well. They buy in bulks. They get a very good deal. They buy in bulk. They sell those products into the smaller quantity. So they don't expect you to sell in bulks again. You don't need to invest heavily. If you want 1 liter of milk, you can go get 1 liter of milk done. But they buy maybe 24 pieces of milk, and there's risk that they would not be able to sell it. So this is how they add value, making sure that it is available for the customer. In this engine runs behind it to make sure that how much they need to buy, which is called forecasting. We'll talk about it. Holding inventory, again there is a this is where it makes very difficult. There is no surety that whatever you're buying would be sold within 2 3 4 days. So again, based on the category of the products, where it is perishable, fast moving, heavy household, light household, and things like that, they need to hold the inventory for those products, right? It could be from 1 day to 10 days to 30 days to 60 days to 90 days. So in order to give you the service, in order to make sure you don't go empty handed, they need to hold it, they need to invest in that, and that is how they make sure that they are adding value what you're looking for the buy. So that is where again another critical resource is. They offer you the services. So small nearby kirana grocery stores may lend you some money, saying that okay, you buy today, maybe give me it when you get the salary end of the month. And when it becomes a modern retailer, now the services like TB Tamara coming in, where you can buy and you can pay in small amount or in 4 or 5 EMIs, right? So there are so many ways that when they are actually adding the services, many other ways to that do that. If you are into the premium storing, you can even have the appointment. You go there, you have your goods ready, and then finally from there you can buy what you want without holding in the line. There are ways to make sure that when you enter the store, there's a personal waiting for you. There are omni-channel services coming to you. You can buy from one store, you can return to another store. So there are multiple ways which is continuously differentiating retail from the way we were doing the business, and now we are running it across. I'll take a small example. Things about a doll manufacturer, a toy that you're buying for your doll, maybe for your kid. How actually it goes to the line cycle of this retailing. So a manufacturer buy the dolls, the raw goods from maybe the other supplier. He manufactures it. They prepare the doll, which is their part of business, in multiple model, multiple styles. If they have the store, then they sell this out to the small convenience stores, and the store displays those in the right quantity that they think that they could sell it across. They put it across on the floor, so when you enter in the store you could see that. And finally this doll can be bought by a customer if, let's say, he's going with his family or he want to give to his kids and he's not having the money. He can even think about getting this into 3 or 4 EMIs or in the layaway format. What is layaway? We'll talk about it. But fundamental is that from manufacturer going through the supply chain, putting in the store, selling to the customer is what actually retail journey end to end looks like. The life is not that easy. There is much more behind it. You'll be able to grasp it as we move on. The next session. So we just talked about one type of retail, but let's go deep dive into this, right? What are the classification? What are the different types of retailers available? We'll give a logical ending to this session. I'll create another smaller videos after it to go deep dive into it. So logical, I would say the classification is there are store based retailing, non-store based retailing, and the service based retailing. When I say store based retailing, is where I was saying, keep saying the grocery stores, mom and pop stores. So visualize those, right? So under store based retailing, if I talk about, we can segregate those or classify those based on the independent retailers. I am owning one of the store and I'm the owner for this. The chain of retailers, name it like Carrefour, name it like Walmart, name it like Best Buy, Big Bazaar, Pantaloon, all those chain of retailers. Franchise retailers, someone buying the master franchise, giving this to the smaller franchise to run their store. Think about many retailers. Think about McDonald's for this. Think about a small uh, uh, ice cream shops like Natural nearby you. Think about small coffee shops like Costa and things like that. Those are the franchise retailers. Coming down to the lease department stores, the consumer cooperative. So all these types of retails are coming across, which is mostly primarily called out as the store-based retailing. And when we talk about the types or the formats of the retailing, there are convenience store, which is 100 200 square meter shops serving only very small specific catchment area. Supermarket, the large format of the convenience store. Hypermarket, one stop shop where you can buy your electronics, foods, grocery, clothing, everything is a very big, like Walmart and Carrefour hypermarket. Especially retailers, like you're buying there only to buy a diamond or jewelry or shoes or particular types of clothing, right? Departmental stores like Pantaloon in India, where you go buy the clothing, the daily lifestyle goods from there. You won't see the grocery or other electronics items. Off price retailers who plays on the price every day. You will find the price getting changer based on the competition, based on the market conditions. Walmart is a very good example. Factory outlets, you might have seen the Adidas, Puma, many clothing brands selling from their factory outlets, which is actually 40-50% lower if they are not able to liquidate, not able to sell their stock. So these are the way to liquidate the stocks, is what is been coming into the factory outlets and the catalog showrooms, where you have a catalog. You can see the view of the catalog and buy product what you like in the catalogs. Or especially many of the showrooms where you just go there to feel the experience, how this lens card started. Like showrooms, initially it was online, now they started catalog showrooming, and now it becomes a actually the store from where you can buy the goods. uh, Going fast, non-based direct selling like MBA, mail order. You might be seeing many retailers only sending you the mails, the email marketing, and you can buy the goods. Like streaming is also coming into the picture, which is very prominent in China. Telemarketing, people calling you and giving you selling you the services or the products, is again part of telemarketing retailing. And automated vending machine, which you see in the malls, where you can buy a water, a bottle, or things, which is actually the category is booming nowadays. uh, Comes under the non-store based retailing. And the next is various service providers, banks, car rental companies, loyal firms are also calls about the store based retailing. So this is the first part of fundamentals of retailing. We'll go deep dive. I just want to give you the glimpse of the uh, what is going to be covered into the next. So we talked about the classification. We are going to deep dive into the few of the examples of the different types of retailer. Great. Thank you very much. It's a 5 to 10 minutes of this training. Let's visit next training, part of fundamentals, and see what is there for you when it comes to the retail industry. Thank you so much. And if you really like this session, please like it, subscribe it, share it so that next session comes to you automatically in your